In this video, we're going to go over what you should do when you're migrating from one old D2L course to a new D2L course, and the old D2L course had a connection to an old WeBWorK course, but of course in the new D2L course you don't want to preserve the connection to that old WeBWorK course. There are two situations you might be in. Maybe your old D2L course was using the old LTI 1.1 approach to connecting to WeBWorK. First we'll show you what to do in that situation. It won't take very long, and then I'll show you what to do if you're migrating from a newer LTI 1.3 connection. So if your previous D2L course was using the old LTI 1.1 method of connecting to WeBWorK, go to Course Admin, go to External Learning Tools. You'll have Manage Tool Links Legacy. Go there. You should see one or more LTI 1.1 links to your old WeBWorK course. You might confirm that the address is actually an old WeBWorK course address. Click to delete. It's gone. Now you might have places in your course that were relying on that LTI 1.1 link. I believe in the content area, just by virtue of deleting these links here in this External Learning Tools Manager, all of your links in the content area will also just be gone now. But you might have a navbar link, something like WeBWorK, and that will now be broken. So you'll also want to go into the navbar management and remove that. Also, if you were using grade passback with the old WeBWorK course, then you might need to go to grades, manage grades. You might need to find grade items that were connected to your old LTI 1.1 link and remove them. I don't have any in my course here, but you might see them, typically down at the bottom, but not always, especially if you rearrange them. If you want to delete those, well, you should delete those and use more actions delete to delete those grade items. So once you've done all these things, let's say it again, you went to Course Admin and removed the LTI 1.1 links. Possibly you also removed a navbar link that you had in place for WeBWorK, and you went to manage grades and removed any grade items that were connected to LTI 1.1. Now it's like you have a fresh course that has no WeBWorK connection at all. You can go to a different video in this series that is all about connecting to WeBWorK with LTI 1.3 for the first time. Well, now let's look at what happens if you're coming from an old D2L course that was using the more modern LTI 1.3 connection to WeBWorK. Here at PCC, we started doing this with some instructors in the summer, but not everybody. This was the summer of 2024. But starting with fall of 2024, any course will be using LTI 1.3, not LTI 1.1. So the situation that you might find yourself in is that you have this new D2L course, and it's got a connection to an old WeBWorK course using LTI 1.3. If you were following earlier video setup tutorials that I've produced, then you have an item in your content called All WeBWorK Assignments, and it has all of these LTI 1.3 links to WeBWorK and particular assignments within the WeBWorK course. Well, they're still pointing to my old WeBWorK course, so I don't need to delete these and rebuild everything. They've all been delicately placed into the modules. We've got link to the WeBWorK course up here in the navbar, and also if I were to go into grades, there are grade items that are attached to these LTI 1.3 link. But all of that right now is connected to the old WeBWorK course. So instead of deleting that and rebuilding it all, you can go to Course Admin, External Learning Tools. We stay here in the LTI Advantage, that's LTI 1.3 tab, and here are all of those LTI links. Now if you click on them, you'll find that there's a URL, and if you look at the details, you can see that it will be pointing to your old WeBWorK course. Here is the name of my old WeBWorK course. It's the part following the WeBWorK 2/. So I know the name of my new WeBWorK course is basically the same thing, but it's got a 2404 in my case at the end. I make that change, save and close, and that one LTI link is updated. This is the tedious part, is that you'll have to go through and do this for each of the LTI 1.3 links in this table. I am looking for a more less tedious way to make all these changes, but so far I haven't been able to find anything other than just one at a time going through each of them. Oh, it's not this drop-down link you want to click, it's the actual link itself. Make that change, save and close, move on to the next one. This is a tedious task, so I recommend having some mechanism you use to keep track of which one you've just edited. Keep in mind that you might get to the end of the list here, and it might not be the end of the list because there might be a second page. And taking care of the LTI links on this second page is particularly frustrating because even if you change this to show more than 20 per page, that won't stick, and so you'll save one and you'll be back to only seeing the first page with the first 20 on it. Once you've updated all of those, don't forget that you might have a few oddballs here at the end. I have one that's got a different name style because it's the orientation, and then there's WeBWorK assignments, which is the generic one that takes you to the WeBWorK course landing page. All of these have been updated, but we're all only human, and we might have accidentally messed one up or skipped over one. And it's important, especially if you skipped over one, that we catch that, or else a student in the middle of your term might end up in the old WeBWorK course and start doing work in the old WeBWorK course, and it'll just cause a bit of a mess. So for quality control, take yourself back to content. If you have one of these catch-all modules with all of the WeBWorK assignments in them, then what we're going to do is I'm going to close all my WeBWorK tabs, and I'm going to just open all of these and put eyes on the address that they land on. So what I'm going to do is on a Mac, I'm going to hold Command down and click on this link. On a Windows, I'm not sure if it would be Control or Alt, but something where you get it to actually open in a new tab. And it's not just the WeBWorK that opens in a new tab. You also get a D2L surrounding item for that. But I just go through and click on each of these links, and I'll scroll down and just do it all the way to the end. And now I've done all that, and those are all open. I'm going to scroll back up. All these D2L tabs that were opened, I don't care about those, so I'm going to just go through quickly and X out all of those. And now what I have is just all these tabs with all of the WeBWorK links open, and I'm just going to click through each one of them. I clicked on the first one here, and my eyes are on the course address. If it looks like the right number, in my case 2404, the right name of the WeBWorK course, say that one's good, close it. And my eyes are on the next one. I see 2404, close it, 2404. I'm just looking for a place where I may have either messed up and typed the wrong thing, or I skipped over it and it still says 2403 or whatever the old WeBWorK course ID was. All of them appeared to be correctly changed. So at this time, if I am a student and I follow, let's say, the navbar link, remember that navbar link was tied to this LTI link down here. When you use that, it should take me into my new course, which for me is 2404, and it did that indeed. In my grades area, manage grades, all of the WeBWorK grade items that I have, they're still there. Their details didn't change. They're still 12, 18, however many exercises were in the set. Okay, so that concludes the steps that we can all take to migrate one D2L and WeBWorK course to the next term, or migrate from one D2L WeBWorK course to a different instructor who has inherited a shell.